Welcome to the Deep Dive. We unpack complex topics, getting right to the core insights from, well, all sorts of source material.
And today's source is definitely unique.
It really is. We're doing a deep dive into just one specific entry from Homeopathic Materia Medica by William Boericke. This edition's copyright is 1999 from MADT.
Right, a Materia Medica. It's essentially a catalog, a historical record of substances used within that system.
Exactly. And our mission today is pretty straightforward. Explore what one particular remedy was described as being used for, historically speaking. Understand its context.
In these older texts, they really give you a direct look into how people thought about medicine back then. It's quite different from today's approach.
Definitely different. So, okay, let's dive in. The entry we're focusing on is titled Blatta Americana. And the source is very clear. It identifies Blatta Americana as the cockroach.
That's it. The common cockroach.
Yeah. Not exactly the first thing you think of for medicine, maybe.
Probably not. But that's the nature of these historical materia medicus. They cataloged everything from the natural world they observed, things that might seem very strange to us now.
So the big question then, what was the cockroach remedy actually listed for? What conditions?
According to Boericke's text, Blatta Americana was indicated for some quite specific things. Ascites, for one.
Which is fluid buildup in the abdomen.
That's right. And also other kinds of dropsy, so general fluid retention. The text also lists a yellow complexion, extreme weariness, and even things like pain in the urethra during urination, and specifically feeling weary when going upstairs.
Wow, okay, that's a very specific cluster of symptoms.
It is, and it hints at how they approached things. It wasn't necessarily just treat the cough or treat the pain. They looked for these patterns, these collections of seemingly unrelated symptoms.
Like the fluid, the skin color, the specific type of fatigue.
Exactly, and they tried to match that whole picture, that whole pattern to a substance within their system. It's about connecting those dots, finding associations.
Makes sense in that context. Now, the source also mentions a dose. It specifies the sixth potency. What does that actually mean in homeopathic terms?
Potency. That's absolutely key to understanding homeopathy. Sixth potency, or 6x6c usually, means the original substance, the cockroach in this case, has gone through a very specific process of serial dilution.
Dilution, like watering it down.
Well, yes, but in a very structured way, and often with vigorous shaking called succussion between steps. Typically, it's 1 part substance to maybe 99 parts diluent, like alcohol or water, and that's repeated 6 times for the sixth potency.
So after 6 rounds of that, there can't be much of the original cockroach left, physically speaking.
From a standard chemical standpoint, you'd expect virtually none. Statistically, it's highly improbable any original molecules remain, and that's fundamental to the homeopathic idea.
Right, so it's not about a chemical dose like in modern medicine.
Not at all. The theory behind it, historically and often still today, is that the dilution process potentizes the substance, transferring some kind of, an energetic imprint or essence to the diluent. It's a philosophical leap, really.
An energetic imprint from a cockroach.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. It really highlights a completely different way of thinking about healing and substances.
It absolutely does. It's based on different principles, different observations, maybe even a different kind of curiosity than what drives modern pharmacology.
So this whole deep dive, even just looking at this one entry, it really opens a window onto just how varied the approaches to health and medicine have been across history. Unexpected sources, different philosophies.
It certainly does. It shows the sheer breadth of human attempts to understand and interact with the natural world for healing.
A really thought-provoking glimpse.
Indeed. And perhaps that leaves you, the listener, with a question to ponder. What does exploring these historical records, looking at remedies derived from sources as surprising as the common cockroach, tell us about the incredible diversity of ways humanity has tried and continues to try to find paths to healing?